After that fight, I'll be the middleweight champion. I'll fight the biggest fight possible. A rematch with Spence. I'll fight Canelo. I'll fight who else? Triple G, anybody.
What's going on, you guys? So Danny Garcia. It's been a while since we've seen Danny. Last time we seen Danny Garcia was in an impressive performance against Jose Benavidez. Prior to that, we haven't seen Danny since his loss to Errol Spence Jr. But now Danny Garcia is feeling fresh, reinvigorated, and he's ready to tackle some of the best fighters at 154 and 160 pounds. Hit that like button for your boy William Bushido Boxing TV. This is where we're going to be. But Danny Garcia had an interview with my boy YSM Sports Media. Go check out my boy YSM Sports Media. But Danny Garcia said that he would like to tackle some of the biggest names in boxing, that he would like to fight Errol Spence Jr. again. I mean, I think the fight with Errol Spence Jr. rematch, I think that's a good fight. However, right now, I think there's other fights that I would like to see Errol Spence in. Now, Danny Garcia in a rematch against Spence, I believe, me personally, I think that the Danny that showed up against Jose Benavidez could possibly beat Errol Spence Jr. that fought Eugenio Ugas. But Danny Garcia also mentioned upcoming opponent is Edeslani Lara at a catch weight at 155 pounds. Yeah, as we know, Edeslani Lara is now 40 years old, and he's still at the top of his game. He's still looking stronger, looking fresh. And yeah, Danny Garcia said that he's going to be fighting Lara at a catch weight, hopefully by the spring, sometime this summer. He's going to be tackling Edeslani Lara to get a belt, and then from there, he's going to be calling out some of the bigger names, Canelos of the world, Gennady Golovkin's, Triple G, those type of guys, right? But Edeslani Lara fight is a segue into those bigger fights. My boy YSM mentioned Jamal Charlo. He said, that's a big name, but that's not the fight he's looking for. He said, Tony Harrison. He's not necessarily a big name. I like Tony, yada, 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 but I'll be giving him a name to fight. And pretty much, he's not looking to fight Tony Harrison either, okay? He's looking to fight a 40-year-old Lara, and hopefully he can get past Lara, and then from there, he's going to be looking to tackle guys like Canelo and Triple G. I mean, I'm not sure what the angle is, but Danny Garcia said he wasted enough time, and he's only looking for the big names. One name he didn't mention was that of Terrence Bud Crawford. Didn't mention anything about fighting Terrence Crawford. Maybe he feels that Crawford isn't a big enough name for him to step in the ring with him. I don't know what it is. I think Terrence Crawford will be a good opponent. Wins over each other in the amateurs. They both could fight at 154 pounds. Danny Garcia, it could be a situation to where he can get WBO status. I'm not sure, right? Danny Garcia is at a certain point of his career where he's want to pick and choose who he wants to fight. And if you didn't know, Danny Garcia is one of the highest paid guys on Premier Boxing Champion stable. I'll bet there's a lot of things that he do outside of boxing that makes his worth higher than some of the other bigger name guys on the Premier Boxing Champion stable. He also mentioned that he's a big welterweight and that people don't realize how big he is. He said he walks around about 180, 185 when he's not in camp. Yeah, Danny Garcia, one may say he's a weight bully. I mean, he's cutting a lot of weight to fight at 140 and 147 pounds. Now at 154 pounds, he's going to be able to display more of his IQ because he said at those smaller weights, he didn't have the energy. However, he felt strong, So at 154, he's going to have a lot more energy to show off his boxing IQ. The same type of performance that we've seen against Jose Benavidez. Danny Garcia, in my opinion, looked phenomenal in that fight against Jose Benavidez. And I think that in a rematch with Spence, Danny Garcia at 154 pounds will put up a much, much better fight. The first fight with Spence, he looked flat. He looked lethargic. He wasn't really fighting back. He just didn't look like he was motivated or anything in the fight. He just let Errol Spence have his way with him. But I think that if Danny shows up like he did against Jose, I think there'll be a totally different fight. However, it's not necessarily a fight that I'm looking to see right now. I would like to see Danny fight some other guys. Edeslani Lara is a great fight. I'm a big Lara fan. I would like to see that matchup. Hopefully it happens. He don't seem interested in Tony Harrison. He didn't mention Terrence Crawford at all. So Danny Garcia is picking and choosing who he wants to fight. It sounds crazy when you mention guys like Gennady Golovkin, who's now 40-something years old. Canelo Alvarez. Will Canelo Alvarez squeeze back down to 160 to fight Danny Garcia? I don't think so at this point. You know, Danny said he is a big welterweight. He walks around at 180, 185. However, he's not the same size as a guy like Canelo Alvarez. But Danny Garcia said he's looking for the big fights at this point of his career. He wasted enough time. I'm looking forward to seeing Danny Garcia back in action, despite how crazy it may sound for him wanting to fight guys like Canelo and Triple G. You know, he's skipping a lot of other guys that fans likely will want to see him in the ring with, but Danny Garcia is doing what's best for him. And I wish Danny the best. You know, hopefully he can get the Spence rematch somewhere down the line. And hopefully the fight with Edison De Lara happens sometime later this year. But yeah, tell me what you guys think. Danny Garcia said he's looking to tackle the biggest names in boxing. Triple G, Canelo Alvarez, those type of guys. Like, subscribe, holler at your boy. Peace out.